Did Steve Harvey have a secret life that we were not aware of? When Katt Williams said that everything would be made public in 2024, he wasn't kidding. Your opinion of Steve Harvey could be irrevocably changed by these new accusations.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big ass parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little room.
It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Katt Williams has never held back when critiquing Hollywood, and I'm not just talking about the usual gossip that goes about in the entertainment industry. This individual has been hinting at some questionable things going on behind closed doors for years. If you want to succeed, you have to play the game, he remarked. Let's just say that this game involved much more than auditions, and Steve Harvey might be a little too good at them. It appears that Katt has been giving us an inside glimpse into the turmoil that occurs in Hollywood. We're ready to listen at last.
Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it.
In January 2024, Katt's well-known interview with Shannon Sharpe stunned the internet. Interviewees had been lying, he claimed, and he would tell the truth, which he did. Katt spent nearly 3 hours discussing a variety of celebrities, including Steve Harvey. His claim that Diddy had made 4 offers of $50 million to gain access to his behind, however, was the most startling.
I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
What? To say that jaws fell would be an understatement. At that moment, Cassie's case against Diddy was made public, but many questioned its sincerity because it was resolved so quickly. People even called Katt a liar. However, now that Diddy has been arrested and is facing charges of trafficking, coercion, and racketeering, the impact of these clips has changed, so the joke's on them.
All the stuff that's going on, pills, drinking, it can make this man into a monster, and that's what it did, bruh.
Diddy used to host freak-offs, which were obscene parties where he would invite male staff members and force them to engage in activities that could last for days, as everyone is aware. Official court filings state that some people require IV infusions to help them recuperate from the incident. Records show that Combs administered a variety of controlled drugs to the victims during freak-offs in order to maintain their compliance and cooperation. Sometimes Combs kept recordings of the victims having sex with commercial prostitutes without the victims' knowledge.
In the nigga house, okay? So I'm gonna show y'all the unexclusive. See, it's shit here that he don't want y'all to see.
If you ain't talking to a girl, then you got to go, because this ain't that type of party.
Bathroom. We're having a good time. Everybody's chilling. Get in the tub, sweetie. Be careful. If you fall, that's a lot that's gonna go down. Girl, sit your ass in the tub.
Those who suffer from freak-offs typically need intravenous fluids to help them recover from the physical strain and drug use. If that isn't it, I'm not sure what is unholy. So what part does Steve Harvey play in this? We are going to begin discussing it. As everyone knows, many celebrities attended these freak-offs, but Steve Harvey is now being linked to them. Steve began his career as a stand-up comedian before transitioning to television, and he has spent decades in Hollywood. He has written best-selling books, has his own show, and more. His brand is comparable to that of a father figure who is constantly ready to give advice. Doesn't it sound pretty clean? However, Katt doesn't think so. In his interview, Katt accused Steve Harvey of lying about his humble beginnings. Katt claims that Steve wasn't as poor as he claims. Now, that may not seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but it does provide a deeper element to the story.
This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless.
The core of Steve's entire business is the tale of his ascent from poverty to prosperity via tenacity and diligence. But if Katt's claims are true, what else has Steve been lying about? Katt goes on to say that Steve is a general jerk who plagiarizes other comedians' work.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had.
Sheesh. Straight to the heart, the man went. In case you didn't know, Steve Harvey started his career in the mid-1980s. As one of the kings of comedy, he was on the road alongside D.L., Hugh Lee, Bernie Mac, and Cedric the Entertainer by 1997. The tour was one of the most watched comedy shows ever and made Steve famous. According to Katt, Steve would stab a guy in the back because he allegedly tried to steal a TV part from Bernie Mac, who he toured with.
What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part? What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star?
Bernie's manager claims that Steve called the Ocean's 11 producers to try to get them to allow him to play Bernie's spot in the movie. It's just dubious. In a subsequent interview, Bernie's friend Ed Lover affirmed this claim.
All I can say is what Bernie told me. And he was upset with Steve because he said Steve tried to get him taken off of the Ocean's movie he did.
Ocean's 11?
Yeah, and tried to vie for his part after he already got hired.
That's not all, though. Steve was compelled to MC events because he was unable to perform, thus ending his lifelong dream of becoming an actor. Katt basically said that Steve had defrauded another comedian, and he may have a point. The author of Think Like a Man is the most pure person in Hollywood, although he might not be as pure as the general public thinks. This leads us to the important question, did Diddy invite Steve Harvey to his crazy parties? According to those with knowledge of the situation, Steve was a regular visitor rather than a one-time guest, despite the lack of hard evidence at this time. The issue is that the Harvey and Combs families have been close for years, and Diddy and Steve Harvey have been friends since at least 2005. Being two of the wealthiest black celebrities in the world, they both went to the same kinds of upscale parties and events. Like everyone else, Steve Harvey has been making an effort to forget about the former rapper lately. He accomplished this by removing a 2017 tweet in which he praised Diddy. Its simple message was, "My brother Diddy is doing a world of good for these kids," and the tweet was harmless. But now it's gone. Since the tweet hardly seems controversial, the fact that he deleted it raises questions. Steve Harvey's choice has sparked a range of reactions on the internet. He seems to be trying to conceal his identity by deleting anything associated with Diddy, just like other celebrities like Megan Fox, Usher, and Pink did after Diddy was imprisoned. Notwithstanding Usher's assertions that his previous account was compromised and that his tweets were deleted as a result, Steve and Usher have not spoken with the public at all.
What the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Are you aware of the highest paying position in Hollywood for someone who sold their soul? What? To act as though it never took place. They all serve the same purpose. Steve has always given the appearance of being subservient to Hollywood schemes. Some people also think that Steve may have gone to one of Diddy's freak-offs because of the allegations that his stepdaughter, Lori Harvey, dated Diddy and his child in 2019. This notion was noteworthy because Lori was only 22 years old and Diddy was 49. In February 2019, Lori was also seen at one of Diddy's famous Super Bowl parties with Justin Combs, his son. The two first sparked romance rumors in mid-2019 after being spotted together on a nighttime walk in New York City. They all wore the same clothes and smiled, which was wonderful. They stoked speculation about the relationship rather than immediately ending the doubts. On a trip to Italy with Lori's family, they enjoyed private Italian meals and had a lovely time together. They later went to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, for another holiday. After taking advantage of the dating rumors and giving the paparazzi a field day, Lori went on an interview to refute them all. In actuality, she did not say that she had never dated Diddy. Rather, she merely said that she had never dated a father and son. Although they never publicly admitted to being in a relationship, the two were never spotted together again after Lori unfollowed Diddy in October 2019. People want to know what could have happened to cause Lori to react so passionately. While denying the allegations is one thing, it suggests that Diddy and his sons did not part ways amicably if Diddy was unfollowed while still being followed. What was Papa Steve doing during all of this? He was not saying anything. Imagine having to smile and sip cocktails with your stepdaughter's much older boyfriend, who was also a colleague in your industry. Despite the age difference and the rumors that Diddy was a terrible person even in those days, Steve said nothing and just let things unfold. As we said before, Steve was likely to let Hollywood to control his actions. Remember that? There are rumors that he had to temporarily give up his daughter as a sort of Hollywood penance. However, Lori left Diddy after only a short time together. Speaking of rumors, there were rumors that Steve was planning to flee the country practically shortly after Diddy was arrested. When a close friend or associate gets arrested, most people don't leave town right away unless they have something to hide. Furthermore, tweets concerning that associate are not deleted. Could it have been a coincidence or was it really a work trip? The fact that he hasn't said anything yet is fueling the speculations. The identities of Diddy's frequent companions will probably shock the globe, which is why everyone is eager for his formal trial to start. Diddy is reportedly getting ready for his third bail attempt. Despite his legal team's best efforts to liberate him, the huge amount of evidence that is mounting is making things look bad for him. The fact that this is even his third attempt shows how serious the charges are. His lawyers have tried to convince the public that he is willing to completely collaborate with the authorities, but this hasn't worked.
Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th. As soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down in a matter of weeks, maybe months, but sometime soon, Mr. Combs got on a plane, left his home in Florida, flew to New York. I called the prosecutors myself. I said, Mr. Combs is in New York. Do you want to know where he is? If you want to know where he is, I'll tell you where he is, but he wants to surrender.
Diddy has had 2 unsuccessful efforts to post bail. His legal team's 2 attempts to secure a $50 million bond with several co-signers, including members of his own family, were denied. The prosecution painted him as a violent man, citing the many weaponry found at his homes and the alleged intimidation of witnesses. If Diddy is released from prison, he may be able to buy off witnesses with his wealth. He also proposed restrictions, such as surrendering his passport, but the judge wasn't convinced. According to news sources, Diddy has assembled a new legal team to request a new bail hearing. As we wait to learn if Diddy will be released, it's becoming clear that this problem won't go away. It will only worsen and likely involve additional people, including Steve Harvey. And there it is, Hollywood's dirty underbelly has been further exposed by Katt Williams' unabashed truth bombs. Let's face it, though, is Diddy and his impenetrable circle coming to an end, or is this just another instance of the Hollywood scandal playbook? How about Katt Williams? Do we have to finally apologize to him after calling him crazy for so many years? We would love to know what you think. Let's talk about it in the space provided for comments below.